Good morning, boys. How are you all? I hope so. You all are fine. I hope so. You guys are keeping yourself safe and you are enjoying your quarantine time. Okay, now let's start our lesson. Okay. So, guys, if you are with physics book, can you open page 61? We are going to solve an example. Last time we studied about rockets. Okay. We derived a derivation of rockets. This time, by applying that derivation which we derived previously, we are applying that derivation on this example, which I'm just going to solve. Before I solve, okay, let me summarize what we studied. Okay, we studied about rockets and we agreed on this rocket. They work as balloons work. The mechanism of balloons is same with the mechanism of rockets. Okay, the forward force, okay, which takes the rocket forward, this is called thrust force. Okay, we have a resistance force, okay, which is resistance applied by air. Okay, that force is called drag force. Okay, don't worry, I'm going to solve this example, you will understand better. Okay, example 2.9. So let me read this example and you also focus on this example while I'm reading. Okay, if a stationary rocket, we have stationary, guys, do you see the picture? Okay, which is next to the example 2.9. Okay, on page 61. If a stationary rocket, we have stationary rocket, okay, which has a mass 30,000 kilogram, mass 30,000 kilogram. Why I am denoted with the big M, not small m? Because here we are talking about mass of the rocket. Okay, when we will talk about mass of the fuel, at that time I am going to denote with small m, like this. If a stationary rocket which has mass of 30,000 kilogram ejects combusted fuel of mass 1500 kilogram, mass of the fuel is 1500 kilogram. In a short time interval t at a velocity, okay, velocity of the fuel, this is the fuel velocity, velocity of the fuel 1000 meter per second. What will its velocity be after the time interval? We are going to find out delta v. This is the velocity of the rocket after time interval. So guys, we have mass of rocket, we have mass of fuel, we have velocity of fuel. We are going to calculate velocity of the rocket. So we know this formula, m dot a. Previously I derived this formula, m dot a, which is equal to delta m over t, delta m over delta t, multiply with v fuel. Okay, guys, do you remember acceleration? Acceleration is equal to change in velocity with respect to change in time. So we can write m dot delta v divided by delta t, which is equal to delta m divided by delta t multiplied by v fuel. So we wrote delta v over delta t instead of acceleration. Okay, like we know that acceleration is change in velocity with respect to time. Okay, This delta T can cancel each other. M dot delta V, which will be equal to delta M multiplied by V fuel. So we are going to calculate this delta V. Delta V, it will be equal to delta M divided by big M multiplied by velocity of fuel. So delta M is already given. Okay, it is 1500. 1500. And what about the mass of the rocket? It is 30,000 kilogram. And what about velocity of the fuel? Velocity of the fuel, it is also given 1000 meter per second. So these three zeros can cancel with these three zeros. Okay, this zero can cancel each other. And 3, if we multiply by 3, it is with 5, it will be 15. And this 0 can come. So our answer is 50. Oh, sorry. Our answer is 50 meter per second. It is change in velocity. It is the velocity of the rocket. Okay, guys, you have 1 minute. Okay, you can write it down. Then I will solve another problem. Okay, guys, I'm going to erase. Okay, go to page 70. Let's solve some problems. Problem number 1. I'm going to read this problem. Okay, while I'm reading this problem, you can hear, what does the momentum of an object depend upon? We are going to solve this problem. Okay, he's asking, what does the momentum of an object depend upon? We know that momentum, what is the formula of momentum? Mass multiplied by velocity. Okay, so we can simply say this: momentum of an object depends on mass and its velocity. So you simply can see that, okay, if we want to calculate the momentum, we need to know the mass of an object and also velocity of an object. Without mass and without velocity, we cannot calculate momentum. So to calculate the momentum, okay, we need to have mass and velocity. So if we can say like this, momentum of an object depends on mass and its velocity, it is completely correct. Okay, so this is the answer of your first question. Let's go to second question. In second question, what is the momentum of an 18 gram? We have mass, which is 18 18 gram. We have mass which is 18 gram. What is the momentum? Uh, what is the momentum of an 18 gram bullet which moves at a velocity of 250 meter per second? We have also velocity which is 250 meter per second. Okay, guys, we have velocity, we have mass, so we can calculate momentum, but mass is given in gram. So here mass is given in gram, but mass should be given in kilogram. But if it is given in gram, okay, we can convert it into kilogram. How we can convert 18 divided by 1000? Okay, we can convert it like this in kilogram. If we divide 18 with 1000, okay, 0.018 kilogram, it will be 0.018 kilogram. Okay, this is the mass in kilogram. Okay, so if the mass is in kilogram, then we are able to calculate the momentum. Here mass is given in gram. We are supposed to calculate the mass, okay, from gram into kilogram. So momentum, we know that mass multiplied by velocity. We have mass 0.018 multiplied by velocity is 250, which will be is equal to, if you multiply it, okay, it will be 4.5 kilogram meter per second. 4.5 kilogram meter per second. Okay, guys, try to note it down. Okay, you have 1 minute to write it down on your notebooks. Okay, guys, I'm going to erase it. Okay, let's try to solve this problem 5. I'm going to read. Okay, you focus on your notebook. Okay, try to hear what I'm saying. A 0.2 kilogram ball. We have a ball, okay, which is 0.2 kilogram. So mass is 0.2 kilogram. A 0.2 kilogram ball is thrown vertically upward. Okay. If I draw a figure, I can draw like this. Okay, we have this surface. Okay. Initially, the ball is on the surface. Okay. This ball is drawn vertically. Okay. This is its maximum height. This is its maximum height. Okay. At maximum height. Okay. Maximum height. Okay. Our maximum point, heighted point is this one. Okay. Which is achieved by the ball. Okay. Again, a 0.2 kilogram mass of this ball. This is the gravitational force which acts downward, and this will be its velocity v. Okay, which takes this ball up. So initially, okay, he is saying velocity is 20 meter per second. Velocity is 20 meter per second, and mass of this ball is 0.2 kilogram. Mass is given, velocity is also given, which is 20 meter per second. So if mass is given and velocity is also given, okay, what he's asking us to calculate, what is its momentum when it is at its maximum height? We are going to calculate momentum at its maximum height. In part B, what is its momentum when it is halfway to its maximum height? Momentum at its halfway. To its maximum height. Okay. We have part A, we have part B. Let's try to solve part A. Let's calculate momentum at its maximum height. Okay. So, object is going up. Okay, you can see on the figure. Okay. So, the point, our kinetic energy is converting into potential energy. Object has kinetic energy if it has velocity. Okay. At maximum height, object's kinetic energy is 0, and it might have some potential energy, but its kinetic energy is 0. Why? Because its velocity is 0. At maximum height, object is at rest. So let me, at maximum height, object is at rest. So its velocity is 0. So if its velocity is 0, if I want to calculate the momentum m cross v, okay, my mass is 0.2, but my velocity is 0. It will be 0. So momentum is 0. Now let's solve part B. Momentum at its halfway to its maximum height. So this is the surface. This is maximum height achieved by the ball. This is, let's first calculate the height. We need to calculate the height, but we don't know the height. We need to calculate the height, but we don't know. So here we know that we are going to calculate momentum when the object, it is in the middle. When the object is here, at that time we are going to calculate the momentum. So we know that, okay, at this point, when the ball is here, okay, at that time kinetic energy will be is equal to its potential energy, right? Because ball is in the middle. Okay, so if the ball is in the middle of its height, okay, at that point kinetic energy is equal to potential energy. We know that kinetic energy is equal to half mv square, okay, which is equal to potential energy, which is equal to mgh. So they can cancel each other, okay, and half v square, which will be equal to gh, half, and what about v? velocity is given 20 square, and gravity is 10, and height we are going to calculate. So half, if we take square of 20, it will be 400, right? Is equal to 10 multiplied by h. So if we divide 400 with 2, it will be 200, and then 200 is equal to 10 multiplied by h. 200 divided by 10, it will be h. This one cancel, and height will be 20 meter. Our height will be 20 meter. So this height we calculated, it is 20 meter. So if the height is 20 meter, but if we want to calculate the momentum in the middle of the height, okay, so total height is 20 meter. What about here? If this height is 20, so in the middle height will be 10. Okay, in the middle height will be 10. So height is 10 meter now at in the middle. So if we want to calculate the momentum in the middle, we know the mass, but we don't know the velocity in the middle. We don't know the velocity in the middle. We need to calculate the velocity, okay, in the middle where height is 10 to calculate the momentum. So how we can calculate the hello guys, can you hear me? If you can hear me, please raise your hand. Okay, by the system you can raise your hand. Okay, if you can hear me, okay, you can raise your hand. Okay, then I can see. Okay, I hope so now you can hear me. Okay, guys, I think you can hear me. Okay, we calculated this velocity. Okay, this is the velocity in the middle. So if we got the velocity, okay, which is in the middle of the height, okay, which is traveled by the ball. So velocity is 14.142 meter per second. So now we can calculate the momentum. We know that momentum, which is equal to mass, we already know the mass 0.2. If I multiply with the velocity, which is, I just calculated 14.142. If I multiply 0.2 with 14.142, okay, the answer is 2.82 kilogram meter per second. This is the momentum. This is the answer of part B. Okay, guys, I hope so you understood. Okay, if you didn't understand, I am going to repeat it for you, then you will understand it better. Okay, I am going to repeat it again for you. So, guys, in the question, okay, we are given the mass and also we are given the velocity. Okay, and he is asking us to calculate the momentum. Okay, when the ball at its maximum height, when the ball is here. In second part, he is asking us to calculate the momentum. Okay, when it is halfway to its maximum height, when it is here, we are going to calculate the momentum. And also when the ball is in its maximum height, we are going to calculate the momentum. So guys, what we did, okay, first we solved part A. In part A, we know that at maximum height, our kinetic energy is zero. Why our kinetic energy is zero? Because our velocity is zero. Why our velocity is zero? Because at maximum height, when an object it is at rest, okay, it only possess potential energy. It doesn't possess kinetic energy. Okay, it just only can possess what type of energy? Potential energy. So if the object only have potential energy, its velocity is zero, its kinetic energy is zero, it means that its momentum is zero. Momentum, because momentum is the product of mass and velocity. So here we tried to calculate the momentum. Because its velocity is zero, our momentum is also zero. So at maximum height, this is the answer of part A. Okay, at maximum height, okay, at maximum height, its momentum will be zero because its velocity is zero. Okay, in second part, momentum we are going to calculate at its halfway, in the middle. Okay, in other words, in easy words, we are going to calculate the momentum, okay, in the middle of its path. Okay, so we don't know the height. First we needed to calculate the height, okay, because we wanted to know the midpoint. Okay, how we can know the midpoint? We cannot know the midpoint if we don't know the total height. Okay, to know the total height, we know that kinetic energy at the midpoint, we know that kinetic energy is equal to potential energy. So if kinetic energy is equal to potential energy, by using this logic, we calculated its height. Okay, then again we calculated velocity at its midpoint. We use same logic because this time we know the height. Okay, we know the height, we can understand the velocity in the middle. If we know the velocity in the middle, then we can know the momentum in the middle. So this is the part B. Okay, guys, I hope so you understood. Okay, if you didn't understand, you can watch it again and again. Okay, then you will understand it. Okay, So guys, I'm going to dismiss our class over here. Okay. So class is dismissed now. Take care of yourself. Keep working hard. Goodbye.